Hey everybody, it's Loomer again. So the first thing you might notice is that my voice will probably sound a little different. This is because I bought a new microphone. I guess I was kind of inspired by Esco and Magnitude. They both use a blue snowball mic, and so I thought I'd try it out. I think it would be a definite step up in quality from the iPhone microphone I was using before. It's just the built-in one in the headset you can use to make phone calls with. Anyway, I'm back with a new Revelations video. This is from the 1.03 patch. As it turns out, in the second week of the beta, I only got to play maybe a few hours total. A couple hours in Deathmatch, maybe like an hour in Wanted for the 1.03 patch, and I didn't play the 1.04 patch at all actually because I got really busy with work, and I also took a weekend trip, which kind of interfered with my plans. So I kind of planned out my schedule to have a lot of time to play the beta the first week, but I didn't know they were going to extend it, so for the second week, you know, I just suddenly didn't have as much time as I thought. So this is one of the few games I was able to play Deathmatch. I hadn't really played Deathmatch since since the first day or so of the game because I've been trying out Wanted. One of the more interesting things I wanted to point out in this video is right here with this deacon. If you look back, you'll notice how quickly the reverse detection meter fills up actually. You know, I've seen posts on the forums, I've seen people speculating about the different rates that the detection meter fills up at. Some people have said it fills up more when you're in a hidden group, other people say when you're locked onto someone that it fills up quicker, but actually, from what I can tell, it's really more distance-based than anything else. So right there when I was in the hay bale, I was right next to my target when he came into line of sight. I thought that guardian was after me, but I didn't need to throw my smoke bomb. He was really close to me, and so I was able to... The detection meter filled up at about 3 seconds per block. And normally it's, I guess, averaged around 5 seconds, but the reason I think it's distance-based and not based on whether or not you're in a hidden group or whether you're locked onto someone is if you watch my last video, the one where I got Extreme Variety and Wanted, about 3.5 minutes into the video, I'm sitting in a blend group, and there's my target, the Vizier, who enters line of sight, and he's really far away. I lock onto him, so I'm both hidden and locked onto him. But the detection meter, if you watch that video, 3.5 minutes in, it fills up really, really slowly, almost to probably about like 9 or 10 seconds from discreet to silent. And so that makes me think it's really, really based more on distance than anything else. So if you want your meter to fill up, you should really stalk your target closely. Okay, so I'm off to a pretty good start here. I've already gotten a couple kill streaks, or kill and stun streaks, and so for this deathmatch game, you know, in one of my earlier deathmatch videos, I was talking about how abilities that change your appearance or create duplicates of you, like disguise, morph, blender, I think would be very useful in deathmatch because there's no compass and no skin replicants of you throughout the game. That it would be a lot easier to deceive people than maybe in Wanted, where they have something like the compass to help them pinpoint where you actually are. So for these deathmatch games, since I'd finally unlocked Blender, which is one of the later abilities you can use, I was trying it out. And once you're using Blender,
honorable death.
You know, in my earlier deathmatch games, I was experimenting with morph. But, you know, if you're using Blender, that kind of negates a lot of the advantages of Morph. You can use it the same way. I would use Blender in static blend groups and not moving ones, because like I mentioned in my earlier video, moving blend groups will very quickly just walk off the map for deathmatch games. They'll just walk through the blue barrier. And so now that I'm using Blender, I thought I would try, you know, keep Smoke Bomb to help with stuns. I'm going to try to get a drop kill on this guy. What I don't understand is I'm at Incognito right now, but then somehow the action of doing the drop kill dropped me down to Silent or something. I can't really understand why I dropped down to Silent on that kill. I don't know why. Anyway, I thought that Deacon was after me, but now I've blown my Smoke Bomb. I need to get away. And I make a pretty dumb mistake here. I'm so focused on either that Trickster or Thespian. I know one of them's after me, that I walk straight into my target and he stuns me, I get killed. So that was kind of a bad situation. But I'm still doing pretty well for points so far. Anyway, so right now I'm using Blender, Disguise, and Smoke Bomb, and that's worked out pretty well for me, I think. You use a lot of the same tactics with Blender that you use for Morph. I had, like I mentioned earlier, just use Blender on a static blend group, and then you can walk away. And because there's no compass, a lot of people can walk through, and oh, I almost got a stun there, but he got killed. Because there's no compass, you could be somewhere completely different as long as you're in line of sight in like these big central areas of the map, and people will still possibly think that you're just standing there in a blender by yourself.
Honorable
Actually, I think
death.
blender might even be a little more inconspicuous than morph, because if you morph a blend group, then people will see like 3 people there, and they'll say, "Oh, okay, he used morph, and now I gotta pick apart which I gotta try to find out which one it is, either using firecrackers or, you know, line of sight screening." But if they just see the single person that you blended and then walked away from, they might just think that because there's generally only one. Oh, I messed up here. I was trying to keep my silent kill for that, but I didn't want her to get away, and so I kind of misjudged. I'm not very. I'm still getting used to the amount of distance you can run and how much it drops your meter. Okay, I get knifed here. I'm pretty sure the guy's nearby, so I drop a smoke bomb. Luckily, he manages to run like right into it, so I get a stun. Yeah, and so so if they just see the single persona and you're off somewhere else or in the hay bale, then they might think you're just blending, waiting for your target to get close so you can get a hidden kill. So I think blender might actually be a little more useful than morph in deathmatch. Anyway, so I'm gonna try to flank this guy. I see him coming around the corner, and I think that he's gonna keep walking around the perimeter of this map. So I jump into the hay bale, but he actually cuts back towards the middle. So at this point, I'm gonna go up to the roof for the first time. I've been trying not to roof too much, like in these types of games, because I hate roofing. But he gets stunned. I could go for the grounded here, but I instead decide to go for the acrobatic on this beam. I lose the grounded, but it's okay. Because it still gives me enough bonuses to get greater variety, as you can see on this kill. And I don't get anywhere close enough to the number of bonuses I need for extreme variety in this match, so I come out ahead by choosing the acrobatic over the grounded. I get 50 more points, and I still get my greater variety. Alright, see this guy over here, go stun him. I see a trickster over here, and she looks pretty suspicious, so I think she's after me, but it turns out she's not. And I see my target drop down, so I figure, okay, well, I don't know where my pursuer is this close, but I'm gonna get my kill. But as it turns out, it's the Sentinel. I get lucky that he gets caught in someone else's tripwire mines, so I go up and take advantage of that and get a stun. And I'm doing pretty well at this point. I've gotten a lot of streak bonuses. Streak bonuses are very, you can probably tell, a lot easier to get overall in Revelations than they are in Brotherhood. Okay, so I know between this Deacon and Sentinel, one of them's after me, so I go up and I managed to stun the Sentinel. I get a streak bonus there. I get way more streak bonuses in Revelations than I did in Brotherhood. And, it's harder to get silent kills. I typically run with the 3 silent kill stun streak bonus. I almost never deviate from that. And it's true that you lose out on a lot of silent kills in this game compared to Brotherhood, but it's made up more. It's more than made up with because of the fact that stuns count towards your streak now. Okay, play a little hay bale game with this guy. This guy's just waiting in corner, so I'm thinking he's trying to draw his pursuer. So I'm gonna go over here and get him from above. And I'm in this kind of spot right here. It's interesting. You don't have to be in line of sight in order to be able to kill someone. So while I was waiting for my focus to build up there, I didn't actually realize that I wasn't in line of sight and that my detection meter had started to drop. So if I had paid more attention and realized that I wasn't in line of sight at that point, I could have maneuvered myself around and probably gotten an incognito as well on that. But that, that's alright. Live and learn. Okay, I'm going after this Vizier, and I saw that persona up there, and it looked like it was a blue persona, so I thought it was my target up there. But as it turns out, it's a trickster, not a Vizier. And I'm like, okay, crap. Well, as long as I'm up here, I'm going to try to find him, and I see him over here. Alright, so he's cutting through to the other side, so I'm going to use this exact same beam that I used earlier, and I'm going to wait. I would really like for that to be a silent kill, but I didn't think I was gonna have enough time to wait for it before he got moved out of range, and I didn't want to lose the acrobatic focus. The acrobatic helps make up for the silent kill points. It just doesn't count towards my streak. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is one of my favorite spots. This blend group here in the middle of this big open area, and the hay bale next to it. So a lot of times I like to use my blender on this group, and then either hide in the hay bale or walk around the main area. Alright, I see this guy, he throws a tripwire bomb, but he's running away. But because he can scale buildings so quickly, I'm able to come up and still, I have enough meter left, I can still get a stun, so that's pretty great. Alright, so I hear whispers, I'm trying to see if I can find my pursuer. I get knifed. I'm not going to drop my smoke bomb because I don't see anybody nearby that could possibly be near me, so there's no need to kind of panic, and there's no chance of me dying. And then I see him running towards me, so I'm able to drop my smoke bomb, get the stun. With that stun and the kill streak, I break 10k on Deathmatch. Deathmatch, I think it's a lot like Assassinate. You know, it's a lot easier to get higher scores in here than say Wanted because it's such a small map. You have such more opportunities for kills. This guy gets a nice little kill on my disguised persona at the end. But you know, anyway, that turned out pretty well, I think. I like using this profile set because it keeps me alive a lot in Deathmatch, and that helps me get a lot of streaks and points. So you can see I only died 5 times and I broke 10k with that. So it's turned out to be a pretty good profile set. So that's it for the match. You can see through my breakdown scores here, a lot of my points came from hidden kills, stuns, 2 of my favorite things to get in the game, so I'm pretty happy with that. You can see I got 2750 other points, which includes incognito kills, but it's also a testament to how many streaks I got. I probably got like at least 4 streaks, I think, in that match from the kills and stuns. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video. There's a couple more videos left over from the beta that I might throw up in the coming weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Anyway, see you next time. Bye.